So for the last few videos I did a few tutorials, a project review of a friend, and a workflow suggestion. And it seemed like the workflow is the most interesting. So what I wanted to do is do a small series of videos discussing various plugins that help me achieve workflow. There are 9 categories of plugins that I use, and another one called analysis. So total of 10. Every video I will do like one of these categories. The first category is one of my favorites, and that's distortion. So I classify everything from saturation to clipping to whatever as distortion because it distorts the sound, and nobody has time to sort through saturator and clipper, so everything here is in one category. These are my current favorites. It doesn't mean that they are the most used. I will go over the most used ones that I use. I have here a small loop, so let's hear it. Simple loop. So the first plugin, which is most used one, is VClip, and I searched for a long time for a clipper that has versatility, has simplicity. My default preset is with a variable softney, if you can see. A softney basically means that it will start shaping the sound lower from the threshold and reach higher from the threshold. So the most basic use of a clipper is of course clipping. Let's put my favorite analysis tool for this type of thing. And we can see the waveform is unobstructed, not distorted, anything. And we can go ahead and raise the input and lower the output, or we can lower the ceiling. Now, usually I prefer lowering the ceiling because then you have the same volume, but let's do that. Let's lower the ceiling. This here is the reason that I like clippers. When it is a hard knee, we can make it so you don't hear it clipping at all. But it will still reduce. Let's see how much. It will reduce 10 dB. So let's do an on-off. Now over here, now you lose the punch, okay, but I bet that if I do like something more gentle, I barely can hear the difference, and we're clipping 2.6 dBs, which means that you can raise the volume of that by 2.6 dBs because you have the space in the digital domain. That's fairly clean clipping that I like to do on instruments and buses. This also offers a lot of distortion type sounds. Let's try those. The most interesting one is a custom one that you can apply whatever you want to the positive and the negative. Also, we have oversampling. We have a finite impulse response. Oversampling, which is basically a linear phase. Polyphase, impulse response. I don't use the oversampling, but it can go 256. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Next one that I use the most is Saturate from Newfangled Audio. It's a very good clipper. This one is a bit more heavy on the resources, so I use it like if I really need something more clean, because it has an algorithm, detail preservation algorithm, that makes it much more transparent to use. So let's say I want to remove the same as before. I don't know if you can hear it through the YouTube algorithm, but it does preserve a lot, and I can show you what it does. Now I'm with the detail preservation, so let's say that this is one of the, I think this is one of the snare hits. So let's turn off the detail preservation. We'll see what happens. Do you see that? Without the detail preservation, just cutting it off completely. With the detail preservation, it tries to preserve all the small details, and that's really awesome. Like the method that I like to use this one is just using the drive. I barely touch the soft clipping curve. I mostly do hard clipping with this one, but you can do that as well. It's really cool, and also have the symmetry, so you can clip one side or you can click the other. Really, great stuff. They also added recently this button, which does let you hear the delta, which is the difference between the in and the out. So you can hear exactly what you're cutting, which is very good if you want to use it in a mastering scenario and you want the difference to be as small as possible or as inaudible as possible. So I would aim for like just clicks like this. So something like this I would use on a master, and let's see how much it cuts. That's a lot. 5.6 now. So that's a lot, and I don't even hear it. So like before, it's a clipper. It's a very good clipper. It's more CPU intensive, so I use it a bit less. The V-clip, really, I use it almost on everything that needs some clipping, because even without the oversampling and all the fancy features, it's inaudible if it's a short amount of time. If it's just a few samples that you clip, it's very difficult to hear that. So the last one, and this one is a bit more recent. It's an emulation of the Culture Vulture, but it's digital, so you can put it on any channels that you want. And this one is purely for saturation, like almost destruction of the sound. It's not a distortion per se, it's more of a fancy saturator or overdrive, but it sounds really good. Really like this one. Go check it out. Go check all of these out. This is more of a creative thing. You have a gate, a compressor, output, EQ, filters. Really, really good. I don't know how it compares to the Culture Vulture, and honestly, for the price of a Culture Vulture, I would take this one. So check it out. This is an emulation from Arturia'a. To reiterate, we have the Vic clip, we have the Saturate from Newfangled Audio, and we have the Distortion Tube Culture. Next time we'll go over either more distortion plugins or the dynamic section, like my favorites for workflow. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video if it helps you. That helps me see that there is some interest in this kind of videos or another kind of video. Let me know what you think. Have a good day, and let's see you around. Bye bye.